Okay. Good evening. Good morning. Tonight's subject is going to be about the המתים. the המתים is a subject that all of us should know. Should know that we don't. Basically, this life that we have is just a passage that we have to go through in order to get to our final destination. So sometimes, we see people pass away. We get very worried, we get very sad for them, but in reality, they pass the test. They have to go to pass through a test, and by passing a test, we are going to go to be able to Zohar Hakkadosh. Olam Haba is the real destination. Over there, we are going to be able to have a lot of happiness, joy, spiritual happiness. What we're going to have is going to be especially it's going to be very great. So one of the things that we know from this last week's parsha, Hakadosh Baruch Hu gave a lot of tests to Avraham Avinu. So what is the test? In order for a person to go to Olam Haba, he has to go through a test. And the Gemara talks about this concept of the fact that a person, there's a special bone in the back of the neck of the person, right here, on here, and this bone never gets destroyed. And through there, there's going to be המתים. So what's the המתים? This concept is a person, first, after he dies, after a while he's going to come back, and when he comes back alive, he's going to have a zuchut. He's going to have a zuchut to enjoy what's going on, and the whole concept is he should have passed the test, and once, depending what kind of test he went through, he's going to have a different stage of different level of Olam Haba. He's going to have a different level of Olam Haba. So parasha of the Lech Lecha, we see that Hakadosh Baruch Hu gave a lot of tests to Avraham Avinu, and every test that a person passes through, he goes to the higher level of Gan Eden Shomayim B'Dashem Barach. So when people they see different things, a person shouldn't think that if he has to be a very, very, very good Talmid scholar to get Olam Haba. Well, that's very important, but also it's very important to go to this test, and this test causes a person to go to different levels in Shomayim. And in Gemara talks about Gemara Shabbat Aleph. They will ask the person when he goes to Shamayim, right? They would ask him a bunch of questions. One of the questions they ask him: Did you go and learn? Did you Kavata Yitim Torah? It's talking for the Jewish people. Kavata Yitim Torah, which means did you go ahead and have a set time for learning Torah? Did you do mitzvah of peruvo, which means did you have multiple children? Do you get married to have children? Because the first mitzvah is peruvo. And also, when you went to do a business, a transaction with people, were you honest? No matter what, a person has to be honest in business. And Hashem puts for every single person different nisayonot. And we have to believe that the reason we are in this world, we have to be honest in this world, and we have to basically be really attached to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and do not believe his mitzvot and commandments. And if by doing so, right, we are going to be able to go to Shamayim with the full of mitzvot, and Hashem will be very proud of us. Now, many people, they think that this is it. Once you come to this world, right, this is it. You are done, and after there's no life after death. But it's not so. The Gemara talks about it. Also, there are some among even religious people, they think that there's no Gilgul, but there's a Gilgul. Gilgul means that a person comes back to this world, right? And his neshama come back to do certain rectification, spiritual rectification, he comes to this world. And that's why he is going to be able to get to the highest spiritual level in Gan Eden, right? So now there is a concept that is here in the Parasha Vayera, which I'm going to talk about, that there are sometimes a person, if he can become very spiritual, he's able to go up in Shamayim when he's alive, which we had the case of the Matat, which is Chanuch. He became extremely spiritual. I went up Shamayim alive, and also the other way around. Also could be Malachim. When they come back to this world, it would be the same concept that they have to wear the clothing of the people in this world, which means if a person becomes very spiritual, when he wants to go to Shamayim, right, he has to wear clothing of the spiritual clothing, which means he has to take off the clothing that he has here, and he has to, which is the gashmi, which is his goof, his body, and he has to go become very spiritual. And in Shamayim, they do not allow the entrance of somebody with a regular body. So the concept of Mechayim Hametim, before I start this thing, the concept of Mechayim Hametim is because the person, when he does a mitzvah and Masim Tovim, he's a partner, his goof is partner, his body with the neshama. That's why Akadosh Baruch Hu brings this concept of Mechayim Hametim, which means resurrection. He wants to give reward to both goof and neshama, body and the neshama. That's why they have this whole concept of Mechayim Hametim, and that's why the Chachamim, they have the brother Mashal. They say, how does it work? When it comes, a person goes to, after 120 years of living this world, how does it work when he goes to Shamayim? They say they put him in trial. So how do they put him in trial? They say it has to be the body and the neshama together. So they say they give him a mashal. What's a mashal? Mashal is like a person, a king. He had a couple of people, watchmen that they were in his garden, and he said to them, "Watch for my garden." Right? One of the watchmen was blind, and one of them was limp. He couldn't walk. So he said, "Watch for my garden." They decided, instead of watching for the garden, they decided that they go together. The blind person would walk, and the other person that was lame, that couldn't walk, would go on top of the blind person, and by doing so, they were able to steal a lot of the fruit from the garden. And basically, after after the king comes back, he sees the garden has that there are lots of fruits that are missing on the trees. So he asks them, "What's going on? What happened?" And he says to them, they say, "We don't know. We couldn't possibly do all these damages or stealing these things." The one of them said, "I'm blind, I couldn't see." The other one person says, "I am lame, I couldn't do this, steal from these trees." So the king said, "I'm sure it's just, there was nobody else beside you two." So he put them back together. He let the blind person carry the lame on him, and said, "This is how you did it." So this is the whole concept of Mechayim Hametim. So that's all I said. You guys stole it. So it's the same thing. Mechayim Hametim. The reason Akadosh Baruch Hu wants us, being the conception of Mechayim Hametim, is basically, it says that there's a goof and a body, and they should have done what was supposed to be done. So finally, Akadosh Baruch Hu put it to right when both of them are together again. That's why we need to do this concept of Mechayim Hametim, and also it works the other way around, which is if a person and his Reshaim, they've done great mitzvot all the time, all their life, throughout their whole life, the goof also has to give all the tzachar. Okay, so that's the concept of Mechayim Hametim. We should know that it exists. Nobody should. And the Chachamim say when a person is going out of this world, right? If it's done a lot of mitzvot, right? he's very happy to leave this world because he's done a lot of mitzvot. And bar minan, somebody that doesn't do mitzvot, he's going to be very sad. But if somebody goes with a lot of mitzvot, the close people that they were left behind, that they were close to him, they shouldn't feel so bad, because even though they're sad that he left, he has gone to a very lofty spiritual place. So now we're going to talk about the concept of a person, the malachim, right? The same way that the person, when he passes away, he goes to Shemayim. He has to get up and take off. Right now, like somebody passes away, his body is left behind, right? And his neshama goes up. But because everything is spiritual up there right now, Shemayim, same concept. If a malach comes down to this world, even though he doesn't have a goof, but he has to look like a body. So from where do we know this parsha, this is parsha about the three malachim that came? How do they look like? They look like human beings, but they're malachim. So how is it possible they look like a malachim? They look like human beings because in order for the malach to come into this worldly, mundane world, right? They have to look like a human being. So they have to have a special clothing. That's why when they came in, right? They look like a human being, but they were malach. So they don't have no permission to come and appear like a human being. I mean, like malach, they have to look like a human being. So here, it brings a case beside the case in the Zohar brings another case beside the case of this week's parasha, that a malach, when he comes in to this world, he has to look like a human being. Who is it? Is malach that came and appeared to who? To Manoach. So Manoach is the case that Manoach was the father of Shimshon, and they didn't have Manoach and his wife. They didn't have children, and the malach came and gave a good news to who? To the parents that they're gonna have a children, but he gave a special instruction that the child that they're gonna have should be like a nazir. Nazir is somebody that has to have a certain restriction not to have anything from grapes, no wine, and no grape byproducts. So here is so here we go read some of the information regarding this history.
Where is the Zohar?
The Zohar is Vayera, Daf, Kuf Chaf, Kuf Bet Amud Aleph. Kuf Bet Amud Aleph.
Kuf Bet Amud Aleph.
Yeah, and it's called Sitrei Torah, right?
Sitrei Torah?
Sitrei Torah.
Sitrei Torah.
Yes. Okay. Malach התחתן למנוח נחת לגלם באבירו התחתן there. So it says the malach that came and Manoach, let me say he was the father of the Shimshon, right? He appeared to him like a human being. Now, how does it work? It says when the malach comes to the avir, to the earth's atmosphere, he cannot look like a malach anymore, and he has to have a lebusha of the ben adam, which means a clothing of human being. So that's what he did. And he said, so Zohar identified this malach's name. Because they were different. We have different malachim. There's a certain malach that is called Uriel, right? They said there are like 4 different malachim or 5 different malachim that they call them Argeman, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, Michael, and Uriel. These are malachim that basically they're holding the merkava of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. So one of them is this one, is Uriel. There were three malachim that came and met Avraham Avinu. They were Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. There were 3 different malachim. There are 4 of them usually, right? I couldn't want to say 5, but they say, I heard from Harav Mustafi Sherita that the malach, we have malach Uriel and malach Nuriel. Malach Uriel he appears during the day. Malach Nuriel appears at night, so that's why even though they're the same malachim, the name changes.
Uriel for
during the day and Nuriel for evening. So that's what it is. So these four malachim, right? They are holding the merkava of the Shekhinah. That's what they are. Which is again Michael, Raphael, Malach Gabriel, and also Uriel, which becomes at night Nuriel. Now, this is Parsha. We were only talking about three malachim, right? These three malachim that came in and they look like human beings. They were Malach Gabriel, Raphael, and Raphael, Gabriel, Michael. And here, in this story, it gives identified this fourth malach, which they are all together, and this is Malach Uriel, right? Without Uriel, right? Man do not have כאלים לאברהם, לפי שלא ילד בין אלו המלאכים של אברהם, נחת הכר בכבודו. So it tells the Zohar says, usually they are together, right? On those three cases, in the case of Abraham, these three came together. The fourth one was missing. So here, now he comes by himself, the fourth one, which will come to Manoach, right? לכן גיבש שכרו אתה שירד מבוא לבדו. So he comes and gets his sechar by himself because he's the only one that didn't show up in this episode regarding Sodom and Gomorrah. When he came before, they came together to meet Avraham Avinu. לבשרה, למנוח דעת מדין, לבשם למנוח הבא משבט מדן, שהיו לו בן, from שבט דן, somebody called have a son, begin to לא חשוב כאברהם, לפי שמנוח לא היה חשוב כאברהם. So they say, so what's the reason that in case of Abraham there have to be three malachim, and here is only one, and he says, why only one? Only one malach had to appear. Why? Because of the fact that Abraham was extremely chashuv, and malach was chashuv also, but he was not as chashuv, as important as who? As Abraham. That's why he came by himself. Look at, and also in this situation, same way that there's a common denominator between both of them, right? Between Abraham, the episode of the Manoach that appeared to Manoach, and also the Malachim that appeared to Abraham, they both came and gave one news. They said, you're going to have a son. Same in the Abraham, he said, you're going to have a son. Manoach came to give news to Manoach, and that was, he's going to have a son. Right? Look at it, look at you, Bo Shemuel Achar, and also one other thing that the difference between Abraham and Manoach was not as important. So with Abraham, it says the Malachim came and they ate by him, right? That's why it says they invited them in and they ate. And even though the Malachim, they do not eat, they pretend they eat, right? But for the Manoach, because it was not so important, right? As chashuv, as important as Avraham Avinu, he didn't eat by the Manoach. He just came, give the news. He had no meal with him and walked away. He says that even if you insist, I'm not going to eat your bread. That's what he said to Malach, right? And one other ma'ala, the degree, the spiritual level that he had higher than the Manoach, what he says, Ketib, Vahi Balut Halahab, Malhamad Midbeyah, Vaya'an Malach, Hashem Lahab Midbeyah. Halahab Malach Ayot Estabili, Hashat Hashekhinah. Right? It says, Abul Hacha, Vayalukim and Abraham. So it says the difference between Manoach and Abraham when they came to give the news. The Malachim, when they came with the case of Abraham Avinu, Shekhinah was with them too. They came with Shekhinah. So that's why it says, the Pasuk says, What it says, Vayar Elokim ma'an Abraham. Pasuk says in the Parsha of this week. Shekhinah went up from Abraham. When he left him, which meant he was there till then with the Malachim, and he left. But regarding Manoach, the Uriel, right? He said he went up. There's no mention of who. There's no mention of who. Shekhinah in there. So that means that in any case, the level that he had, the high, extreme high level that Abraham had over Manoach, right? Okay. הרי שכאן הייתה השתחת שכינה יחד עם מלאכים, דברי השתחת שכינה was with מלאכים, begin ודבר ישראל מיכאל, לפי שם השכינה בישראל מיכאל. Now there were like 3 different malachim. It's going to talk about it. It talks about in Zohar. It says there were 3 different malachim that came. The one that left went back with the Shekhinah was Michael and Gabriel and Michael. I'm sorry, the one that left back was Michael, yes, and the one that stayed was Raphael and Gabriel. And Michael, the reason he left because he's malach of Chesed. Michael שר אפוטרופוס של ישראל. We said in some of the Sidurim Harel, Michael שר אפוטרופוס של ישראל. Michael is the angel of, and he is the advocate for the Jewish people, and his main function is right to protect, and he does it through Chesed. So because they wanted to go and destroy the Sodom and Gomorrah, it was the malach of Chesed can't do it because it's Chesed. He cannot do this, so that's what he had to go back. And he left the other 2 malachim to do the mission because he was Chesed, right? So when Shekhinah left, Malach Michael also went up with them, right? We begin the bed of Michael, Raphael and Gabriel left behind to finish up the work. Ketiv, Shena Malachim Sedoma, and the 2 malachim they went to Sodom, right? בערב, מה שכתוב שבו בערב, להורו בשעת הדינה, תהיה על מה, שבו בשעת הדין, היה תעודו על העולם, because at that time it was the Shat Hadin, right? By Minon, so and then when you see, that's what we always want Malach Michael protect us, because when he's protecting us, that indicates that there's going to be chesed by the Klal Yisrael, right? And the Botah, the Sadikim, that's what only these other Malachim went, because they were Gemurah, and they went and they executed HaKadosh Baruch Hu's commandment, which was the destruction of the Sodom and Gomorrah, those cities. ואחד שהסידו את לוד בנסתלק רפאל, after they so what was Raphael there? Raphael always come to save, cure, save, same concept.
Save also.
Save, yeah. Oh. So he said, what is it?
Saved is a sickness or save?
Yeah, people do.
Even if there is no sickness.
Right, yeah, that's what he says here. Because he says he came when they saved Lot, right? Because they saved Lot, right? He also he went away, right? כשבא בשעה של היהודים, לבוטה הסתלחת, and then before the destruction of the destruction of city of Sodom and Gomorrah starts, right? And Malach Raphael also left, because Malach Raphael comes to save and also cure. So here, the reason he came originally to cure who? Avraham Avinu, because he had the Brit Milah. He came on the 3rd day. On the 3rd day he came, but to cure the sickness that he had. Because they said the 3rd day of the Brit Milah, like circumcision, is the most difficult time for a person, right? Because the time that is more painful, and that's the day that he came in, right? He cured him. Then we should have think that that's the end of it. It's Zohar says Malach Raphael had another mission also to save people. So he came, saved the Lord, with the help of Malach Gabriel. Once Lot was saved, he went up also, so only one Malach left. Who was it? Malach Gabriel. Malach Gabriel is Misal Kivura, which means he does perform din, and that's what he did. He came and destroyed the whole, all those cities, also the one around the other cities that surrounding it. Why? Because of the fact that it was his mission, and it's at Gibura. So he doesn't live, he does din. Ishtakab Gabriel bechodo, Gabriel left alone. בזכות אברהם השתזל, and he said, what was the zechut had Lot? What kind of zechut that Lot had, right? So this I understood that there is something Musa has kept from this Zohar. We learn that Zohar discloses. Okay, so here, at one minute.
One more minute.
Huh?